With my ginger hair, love of odd food and strong-looking legs, you'd be forgiven for mistaking me for a Scottish person. But alas, I'm an Englishman who's just trying to escape the harsh apocalyptic reality of my own country. Thank God I made it to Scotland. Humans have been living in Scotland since the Paleolithic era, around 12,000 years ago. It's no wonder everyone's so pale when they've been living there that long, huh? In the 1st century AD, Romans invaded, but they were never able to fully conquer the country. They built 2 walls to defend their territory, Hadrian's Wall and the Antonine Wall. I remember going to this on a school trip. It was rubbish. What have the Romans ever done for us? After the Romans left, Scotland was ruled by a series of kings and queens. The most famous of these was Macbeth.
Stop saying it! Saying what? Macbeth! Ah, now I've said it.
The Wars of Scottish Independence were fought between Scotland and England from 1296 to 1328. The Scottish won, and absolutely nothing happened after that, until James VI of Scotland became James the First of England, and made the Union James. The Union Jack. Who even is Jack? The Scottish Enlightenment was a period of intellectual and cultural flowering in Scotland from the mid-18th Billy to the early 19th Connolly. It was a time of great advances in science, philosophy and the arts, like inventing the telephone, inventing the television, and gazing off into the distance longingly whilst having your picture painted. Scotland today has its own parliament, and there's a huge revival of Scottish identity and culture. And so I went to witness this for myself. Everything is really old. We've got ancient clocks. We've got 1,000-year-old tower, and then we've got another thing that's really old. Okay, so obviously the first place I went to was Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. It's been the capital since 1437. It's just a guess. And it replaced Scone, or was it Scone? Everywhere I went, the sound of bagpipes could be heard. So I'd really recommend if you go, you should definitely take some earplugs.
Are you gonna go inside?
After living in Japan for 4 years, it was time for my first meal back in the UK, a full Scottish breakfast. Like always here, my eyes were bigger than my belly, and I thought I might start sweating grease afterwards and just slide up and down all the hills that are in the city. Across the bridge, the city of Dunfermline stands, and with only 50,000 people here, you can just walk around without getting annoyed that everyone is in your f***ing way. In 1314, Robert the Bruce was crowned King of Scotland at Dunfermline Abbey. One thing I don't understand is, why does this guy have a first name as his last name? Why not call me Mike the Angelina? Westwards now, and Stirling was an important strategic location during the Wars of Scottish Independence and was the site of several key battles. And even on the day that I visited there was a cycle battle.
Look at the crowd.
It's to Stirling Castle. Remco reigns at the Royal Castle of Stirling. 12.28 seconds. World champion Remco Evenepoel.
Well done, Remco. Just past Falkirk, the Kelpies are named after Kelpies, a type of water horse from Scottish mythology. Kelpies are said to be able to shapeshift and lure people to their deaths, so naturally I couldn't resist and died. After around a 90-minute drive, I headed west, and arrived at Loch Lomond. This is the largest lake in Scotland by surface area and the second largest by volume. The loch is surrounded by hills, including Ben Lomond on the eastern shore. He is 974 metres in height and has great views surrounding him. Loch Lomond itself is a popular spot for fishing, sailing and water sports. There are also several walking trails around the loch, offering stunning views of the surrounding scenery. The loch is home to a variety of wildlife, including salmon, trout, Sean Connery and otters. And so, the final place is Glasgow, the party central of the UK. Here I am driving over the bridge and... Alright, so I blacked out and I couldn't remember a thing. But I'm pretty sure I had a great time. Welcome to Glasgow! So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe and comment below with the place in your country that you think deserves the hype. Remember, be bold, explore, and I'll see you next time in a bit. Scotland, always raining. Always raining.